So hello everyone, welcome back again, and today our topic is what? The VTP protocol, that is called VLAN Trunking Protocol. That is a Cisco property, and it is used in networking to manage the multiple VLAN configuration according to multiple switches. What is the purpose of VTP? It helps to add, delete, and renaming of VLANs on multiple switches at the same time, ensuring that the VLAN information is consistent throughout the network. That is means if we have a network like this, and there can be hundred of switches all throughout the networks. If we have created on VLAN 2 on this switch, VLAN 3 on this switch, right? VLAN up to VLAN 100. We have created how much VLANs? 99 VLANs are available here, and all of them have a name. So it's really difficult to create the VLAN separately on all of these switches, right or not? So what we can do, by the help of a protocol VTP, we can copy or we can forward the multiple VLAN information across all of these switches by the help of what? The VTP protocol. Which one? VTP protocol will forward or configure, sorry, the VTP protocol will create all these VLANs automatically on all of these switches, right? And also, if I want to delete any VLAN, like VLAN 2, I want to delete, so VTP protocol will automatically delete the VLAN on these switches automatically. So that is means if we have when I will create these VLAN 2, 3, 4, and so on, number of VLANs created on a single switch. So these VLAN information can be forwarded to the other switches by the help of VTP protocol. The same VLAN will be created automatically here, VLAN 2, 3, 4, and so on. So this information will be propagated to all of these switches. So what we are doing the propagation of VLAN information throughout the network by configuring the VTP protocol, right? So, but what is happening here? Let us assume we have created VLAN 2 here, VLAN 3 here, VLAN 4 here, and so on. But let us assume that this switch don't want to follow the instruction of this switch, don't want to follow the instruction like others are following instruction of everyone. This switch don't want to follow the information, the instruction, don't want to create the VLAN information automatically. So what we will do, it will pass the data, it will pass the data. For these kind of problem, we have three modes of VTP. What are these modes? First one is what? Server mode. Server mode. Second one is what? Transparent mode. And third one is what? Client mode. So the switch is in transparent mode will not follow the guideline of the server. In server mode, everything is available. You can create, delete, or configure the VLAN on any of these switches and rename the VLAN. But in case of server mode will pass the data without accepting this, without updating in its VLAN database. It will forward the VLAN information to the next one. You can create. I don't want that data. So VLAN 2 will be created here, 3 will be created here, 4 will be created here. Okay, but this switch will not follow because this is in transparent mode. So this will be remain ineffective by changing on this one or this one. Okay. The and the third one is client mode. Client mode will only follow the server. Okay. So what we will do in this scenario, we will create the server mode here. Okay. Transparent mode on this switch, client on this switch, transparent on mode on this switch, and client on this switch. So when the server will generate the information, The transparent mode will forward this information to other one without update. It will not update in its database. But the switch in client mode will accept and update the database and also forward to the others. Again, we have the transparent mode here. It will not update the information on this switch. Without updating, it will forward to the next one. So client will accept the data. Okay, we'll copy the data from server. Well, let's talk about the initial networks. Okay, well, by default, all the switches, all the switches are in VTP server mode. Server mode. So all the switches by default in server mode. After that, we can change the mode. Well, what are the authorities with the server mode? What server mode can do? So server mode, the switch in VTP server mode can do the following task: can create the VLAN, create VLAN. Second one is what? Delete VLAN, delete VLAN. Third one is what? Change VLAN name throughout the network. Fourth one is what? Propagate VLAN. If it will receive the information, propagate information of any VLAN, like it is in server mode. If it will receive any VLAN information like VLAN 100, so it will store the data in its information, also forward the VLAN 100 information to others. This is called propagation, right? So these tasks will be performed by what? The server mode, right? So it will create VLAN, delete VLAN, change VLAN, propagate VLAN, and also update in database. So it will also update in database. So these five tasks will be performed by what? The server mode. Okay. Let us assume this is in transparent mode. Transparent mode. The transparent mode switches can create VLAN, but locally can only create its own VLAN. Okay. Can delete local VLAN. It can only delete its own VLAN. Okay. Can change on VLAN. So that is means it the all the information that will be all the VLAN information only be limited to the same switch. Okay. Next is what? Can propagate VLAN. Propagate without update. That is means if transparent mode switch will receive any data, it will only pass to others. It will not update in its database. No, I don't need that. Okay, this is called propagation of VLAN information. But what about the client? Client. What client can do? Client can also cannot create the VLAN, can't create VLAN, can't delete VLAN, okay, can't change VLAN. But and also it can update VLAN database. If it will receive any VLAN information, it will update database. Can propagate also. If it will receive any information, it will forward to the next switches. Okay. So if it is in client mode, so it cannot create the VLAN, but if VLAN information will be received like this, it will propagate. Means forward also update. So it will store this information also. Okay. Let's do this practically over here. So dear, how we can configure the VTP protocol to start the VTP process? What we have to do to start VTP process, just give domain name. So you only have to give a domain name to the switch to start the VTP process. Okay. What are the command for that? VTP domain and any domain name must be provided. Okay, let's configure this one. First of all, we are going to create the VLAN on all. First of all, we are going to first of all we are going to change the domain name. All of these. Okay, enable configuring terminal VTP domain CCNA. So this is the domain name, a random domain name provided. Enter. Okay. Now you have to go to others also and change the domain mode. Enable configuring terminal VTP domain CCNA. Okay. Let's do one third one also. So VTP enable configuring terminal VTP domain CCNA. Okay. Let's do one next one also. Enable configuring terminal VTP domain CCNA. Okay. Next one also, last one also, enable configuring terminal VTP domain CCNA. Okay. Now the problem is that what you want to do, you want to forward the multiple VLAN information, right or not? But you already know that the multiple VLAN information, VLAN 2, 3, 4, and so on, cannot be forwarded to the other switch until this link must be trunk link, right or not? So we have to create all the links, trunk links, so that the multiple VLAN information will be forwarded. So trunk, 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 and trunks. So let's change the mode of operation mode of all the links to the trunk links. Okay. So basically all the interfaces by default in dynamic auto mode, if I will change this mode to trunk, so the link will automatically become the trunk. Okay. I'm going to use this to configuration the trunk on all of these interfaces. So go to media middle switch. Okay. Interface range FA0/1 and 2. Switchboard mode trunk. That's all. Let's go to this one also. Okay. Interface range FA0/1 and 2. Switchboard mode trunk. So we have just created the trunk on this side. So you will find that all the links will be automatically become the trunk. Now these are the trunk links. Okay. Now let's try to create any VLAN information this switch. Okay. Configuring terminal VLAN 2. Sorry, VLAN 2 name HR. So we have just created one VLAN. Let's create second also. VLAN 3 name sales. So we have just created the two VLANs. Let me mention them. So I have just created the two VLAN. VLAN 2 with the name HR. Okay. VLAN 3 name sales. Okay. Let's go to the privilege mode of others, which will see is the VLAN created or not. Show VLAN brief. Okay, you will see that VLAN 2 and 3 are available here. That is automatically been created, right or not? Show VLAN brief. So VLAN 2 and 3 are available here with the same name. So that is means VLAN information has been propagated. Okay. Now let's change the mode of this switch to the transparent mode. How we can do that? Go to global configuration mode, put a command VTP mode transparent. That's it. Now the VLAN information will not be updated on this switch. Let me change the mode to this also. VTP mode transparent. Okay. Now let's create some more VLANs over here, like VLAN 10. Okay. Name IT. So this VLAN will not be created on the switch that has the transparent mode. So this is how the scenario will be changed. This is client mode. Which one? Client server is, this is in server mode. This is in client mode. This is in transparent mode. Parent mode. Okay, this is in transparent mode. Transparent mode. So it will only have to. So what is happening here? We have just created one more VLAN. VLAN VLAN 10 IT. So this information will be forwarded to the switches. So this information will be forwarded to the switch, but this switch will pass the information. So it will create the VLAN 10 here, IT here, then forward this information to the next. So they will not accept. No, we have on VLAN database. Okay, here it will also create one VLAN 10 IT. Okay, let me update here. Okay, so VLAN. Okay, so let me copy the data. I will also check the database here on ongoing configuration by putting command show VLAN brief. You will see that 10 is available here, right? And on this side also, by putting the command show VLAN brief, you will find that the 10 is available here, right? Let's create some VLAN on this one also, like VLAN 20, VLAN 20, okay, VLAN 30. So dear, this is independent. It will not create the VLAN on other switches. Doesn't have any impact over there. So this is what? So we have just created the VLAN 20 here and VLAN 30 here. So these VLANs will be only be available on same switch. On other switches, there is no impact of this one. VLAN 30 or VLAN 20. So if I will go to other switches and will ask, do you have any VLAN 2030? Show VLAN brief. So it will say, no, I don't have. Only this switch will have because this is in transparent mode. Exit, show VLAN brief. Okay, so VLAN 20 and 30 only available on this switch but not on others. Okay, if I want to create the VLAN on this switch that is in client mode, it will say no, you are not allowed. VLAN 100. So it will. I think I didn't have changed the mode. Exit configuring terminal. Okay, VTP mode line. Okay, let me change the mode of this one also. VTP mode slash client configuring terminal. VTP mode line. Okay, now whenever I will try to create the VLAN on this switch, it will say no, I'm not allowed. Like VLAN 200, VLAN 200, it will say I'm not allowed because we are in VTP client mode. I'm not allowed to do that. Okay. So this is how the VTP works. But dear, for the security reasons, you can also put the password on all of these switches. How you can put the password? VTP password CCNP. Okay. Let's change on this one also. Configuring terminal VTP password CCNP. Okay. Let's create the password on this one. VTP password CCNP. Okay. Let's create on this one also configuring terminal. Okay. VTP password CCNP. Okay. And on last one also, I will also put the password. What is the benefit of password? VTP password CCNP. If the password will be same on all of these devices, the devices can able to communicate. If the password will be the same, they can able to communicate if they have the same password. If the password mismatch with the last one, no VTP protocol will be forwarded to that one. So this is why we do the configuration of VTP password. Okay. So I hope you like the session. Let's talk about some theoretical part also. Okay. Okay. So VTP domain name. So domain name of all the switch must be same. If the VTP domain name must be different, then no VLAN information or VTP will be work. We have three modes of VTP. Which one? Server mode, client mode, and transparent mode. Okay. Already explained you all of these. Okay. So this is the table on which we have explained that the server mode can create, delete, or update the VLAN information or change the VLAN information, right? And it can also propagate the VLAN information to others. It can't access the extended VLAN. Extended VLAN can only be configured on the transparent mode. Client mode cannot do anything except to propagate and update. Okay, cannot create the VLAN, delete the VLAN, or change the VLAN. In transparent mode, we can create the VLAN, delete the VLAN, update the VLAN locally, but it will not update the VLAN information if received. But transparent mode can access the extended VLAN information. Okay, so these are the command I already told you. I hope you like the sessions. Have a nice day. Please subscribe and share to your friends.